Good evening, I'm Michelle Lee.
And I'm Dave Jensch. Next on your 6 o'clock news, severe weather is in the area. This black line of clouds moving through just south of Duluth and west of Duluth in the Cloak area, and a lightning strike has caused a church to go up in flames on the Iron Range. We'll have details.
A community says goodbye to an officer who died in the line of duty. We'll take a look back at the life and career of Sawyer County Deputy Michael Villiard. And city leaders are deciding the fate of an X-rated bookstore in the heart of downtown Duluth as we speak. We'll have a report to explain what's at issue.
That next on the Channel 6 o'clock news.
Live from Channel 6, you're watching the #1 news at 6 o'clock with Michelle Lee, Dave Jensch, Tom Hansen, meteorologist George Kessler, and special reports from Barbara Riles. Now, the Channel 6 o'clock news.
Good evening, everyone. Some severe storms are turning up around the Northland.
Now let's check in with meteorologist George Kessler outside for a very late look at what's going on.
Dave and Michelle, I'll tell you, it is a wild evening around the Northland. Take a look. This is what we call a roll cloud. Up behind me, this is the advancing edge of the air coming out of the base of a line of severe thunderstorms that are heading in here. It looks like something out of the movie Independence Day. It's just amazing. And if you live in the area, it's at least worth a look. And then get away from the windows. What I'm doing is really, frankly, a very unwise maneuver. But I'll tell you, folks, we just had to show this to you. It's a very powerful line of storms that are coming in. The biggest threat with these is going to be hail and high winds. At this point, we don't have any reports of tornadoes, but again, wind gusts 50 to 60 miles an hour, certainly not out of the question, and lots of heavy rain. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to be back with all the very latest details on this powerful set of storms, so stay tuned.
Now, we've got a live picture from on top of the hill that looks out to the west and south. This is a live picture we're talking about right here as the cloud mass. George, you might want to take a look at this. This is from the tower site as this storm is rolling toward Duluth. Now, we have heard reports of heavy rain in the Cloquet-Esco area, and of course there was that possible tornado sighting which has been rescinded, the tornado warning for now, as George mentioned, to the west in western Carleton County. But this is a live picture right now as it's rolling through the area. George, if you can see these shots,
I can.
This is an impressive looking storm. I'm not a meteorologist. What is it?
What you're seeing the underbelly of the advancing part of the anvil. That roll cloud, that thing, it's funny, our meteorologist in the mornings, Keith Marler, called me about 20 minutes ago, said that that roll cloud was coming through Hermantown where he lives. Just astounding. And so we knew that it was going to be coming. What that is, it's cold air coming out. It shelves up the warm air in front of it, and that's where you get those incredible rolling formations. Keith, in his own inimitable way, said that it looked like a burrito moving through Hermantown. I think it's dinner time. Keith might not have eaten. But anyway, that particular part, that roll cloud that you see coming, as ominous as it looks, is really pretty harmless. It's what comes behind it. And I say this a million times, and I know that I'm a little guilty of it myself. Thunderstorms are not a spectator sport. Get one look and then stay away from the windows. It's going to be a powerful line coming through. Could be winds as high as 50 to 60 miles an hour. I believe we even have a radar that we can show you. Just indicates how powerful these are. Actually, maybe not. Anyway, yeah, there it is. Take a look. Just out to our west, coming through the last little bits of Carleton County and now in southern St. Louis County. That's the rain. That's the storm that's following behind this cloud formation. And that's not the end of it. There's some very, very heavy rain that we'll be experiencing later on tonight. Good news for gardens, bad news for little leaguers. We had some out at the field, but they wisely took cover when they saw the lightning. So just get through this first blast. Could be some hail, could be some high winds. There is a severe thunderstorm warning for St. Louis, Pine, and Carleton counties. What you have there, don't be alarmed. That's what we call scud. That's not a tornado. Those are just little garbagey clouds that get trapped in underneath. But they themselves don't really indicate too much in the way of trouble. But the pocketed view of the underside of the cloud does indicate that there's quite a bit of turbulence in the sky. It's going to be an interesting evening.
So we'll look back for the forecast and more information on this. Again, we're getting first-hand reports of some pretty heavy rain, and we've actually got some damage to talk about. This on the Iron Range. A church is burning after a lightning strike this afternoon.
Crews are still battling a blaze at Messiah Lutheran Church in Mountain Iron. Fire departments from several communities are pitching in to help there. The latest word indicates the fire is now under control, but it appears that church will be a total loss. We have a news crew on the scene, and we'll have video and further details on tonight's fire in Mountain Iron on Top Line News at 10. Well, a 15-year veteran of law enforcement and the father of 3 is being remembered tonight as a dedicated father and officer.
39-year-old Michael Villiard was buried this afternoon in his hometown of Radisson, Wisconsin.
Justin Akery reports officers from across the state turned out to pay tribute to the Sawyer County deputy.
Law enforcement officers from as far away as Milwaukee County and as close as Bayfield came to pay respects to Sawyer County Deputy Michael Villiard. The 39-year-old died Thursday when he was ejected from his vehicle in a one-car accident in Coudray. Authorities say Villiard was trying to avoid a head-on collision as he responded to a medical call. The stream of cars escorted Villiard from Hayward to Winter for funeral services at St. Peter's Catholic Church. On the route, they passed this symbol of the tragedy. This cross marks the spot of the one-car crash that cost Deputy Michael Villiard his life late last week. It will serve as a lasting memorial for the man who dedicated 15 years of his life to law enforcement. Villiard is described by family members as a courageous man who was dedicated to his family. He leaves behind his wife Lisa and 3 children. He'll be buried in his hometown of Radisson. Justin Akery, Channel 6 News.
A memorial fund has been set up for the Villiard family. Donations can be sent to People's National Bank in Hayward. Well, at this hour, city leaders are mapping out the future of downtown Duluth.
The Duluth Economic Development Authority is making room for the city's new technology village on Superior Lake, where a few buildings you might call eyesores now stand. Now, Maureen Talrico joins us live with details. Maureen, what's happening right now besides thunder and storms?
Yeah, some stormy discussions, I'm sure, inside the DETA meeting as well. They've been meeting for about 2 hours right now. Basically, they're concentrating on some of the buildings that really don't fit into the scheme of the new technology village. Namely, we're talking about the Wabasha Adult Bookstore and the Old Strand Theater. DETA will vote whether to condemn the Wabasha and ask the City Council to use eminent domain to gain the property. The owners of the Wabasha say they've got a new location for their business and a signed agreement to back that, but they won't say where. Now, many people in Lincoln Park in West Duluth had voiced concerns about the Wabasha coming there because of a proposed ordinance on relocating adult businesses in industrial areas. But city leaders say the Wabasha will not be moving to the West End or West Duluth, but won't say where it's going. DETA members are also considering demolishing the Old Strand Theater. Several people have tried to develop the theater over the past few years, but if that doesn't happen, it could be in the city's best interest to tear it down. Dave and Michelle?
Maureen, how soon? What's the timeline? How soon will this all be taking
Well,
place?
if they decide to condemn the Wabasha, they've still got to get City Council approval. Now, the city has got to act fast. The next 3 weeks are pretty critical. So we're looking at probably a vote by the City Council on July 27th.
All right, we'll stay on top of that. Thanks, Maureen. Well, speaking of the city, Duluth Mayor Gary Doty's name will not be on the Mondale ticket for governor in this fall's elections. In Duluth today, Mondale announced State Senator Deanna Weiner from Egan will run as lieutenant governor. Weiner and Gary Doty were the 2 finalists Mondale was considering. Mayor Doty says he declined the offer to run even if Mondale had asked him.
Well, it's not every day you have the chance to save someone's life.
Well, that's true, and when we come back, you'll find out what you can do to help save a 5-year-old boy's battle with a rare form of leukemia. That plus the latest on this big storm with George when we come back.
George's Garden is built and maintained by the London Road Garden Center. For more information, log on to our website at www.kbjr.com.
Even though Dodge Ram is the bright red gold standard of pickup trucks, we're always improving things. We've made our available Magnum V8s even more powerful. We've improved the already world-class interior. In all, we've made 130 improvements to the Ram lineup since introduction, including this one, our new flow-through ventilation system. New Ram Quad Cab. The rules have changed.
When you're smiling, smiling. When you're smiling, smiling. The whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, when you're laughing, the sun comes shining, whoa, shining through, smiling.
Menards Page your way to saving. Get the look of a brick patio with brick-faced concrete blocks. 12-inch blocks are $1.49 each. 18-inch blocks, $2.79 each. And don't pay till next year. Tackle big jobs with Coleman Air Compressor. This 4-horse model is $179 after $10 rebate. A 5-horse model, $219 after $10 rebate. Don't pay till next year during Menard Project Days ending soon.
Save big money at Menards.
Now the Smashing Peacocks with, if you haven't seen it, it's new to you.
Just shoot me Seinfeld, Frasier, Mad About You. Any shows you missed are really totally new. Our studies say you probably missed quite a few episodes of Third Rock, Working Friends, or Suddenly Sue. So if you haven't seen it, it's new to you. New to you, new to you.
On NBC.
From the earth-shaking power of our agricultural products to the earth-shaping power of our lawn and garden line. For over 160 years, one thing remains the same. Nothing runs like a deer.
See Duluth Lawn and Sport, the area's largest John Deere dealer, the Power Sports Specialists.
Meteorologist George Kessler's forecast can be heard weekday afternoons on KKCB B105 FM and WEBC 560 AM.
It is an incredibly wild night around the Northland. You might be able to hear the thunder in the background, a line of thunderstorms, very potent thunderstorms, now crossing through Duluth and Superior and Carleton County and Pine County as well. At Douglas County, you're on deck. You'll be seeing these storms in the next 20 minutes to 45, depending on exactly where in the county you live. If that's not enough, we've already had one band of really heavy thunderstorms cross on through the Ironwood region. And then off to our west, we had a possible tornado reported in the western sections of Carleton County. That was a long time ago. At this point, no reports like that. But then we have this broad area of extremely heavy rain, potentially flooding rains. Now, I'm not sure if we have it for you quite yet, but we have some pictures. If you missed the roll cloud crossing through the Duluth area, look at this, just north of the Midway Road, or rather just east of the Midway Road, looking out toward Cloquet. That is that cloud that we saw coming over Duluth with the thunder inside. Hey, this is what Midwestern thunderstorms are all about. Now, for those Northlanders who are a little tired of the heat and the humidity, the best news of all, perhaps, is going to be that once these storms get past us, we will see a lot cooler conditions for the next couple of days. Just classic stuff. Now, everybody stay safe tonight. Hopefully no property damage. We did have one report of some hail up by the KBJR transmitter, but then they stopped transmitting. Oh, hey, we have the outside picture, too. This is off looking towards the ski jumps in Chester Park. Pouring rain. At this point, no signs of hail. We will hear several groans of agony if it begins hailing, because those are the employee cars that we're looking at. Just a big storm, but I can already feel things beginning to cool on down. Let's get back to the maps before I run out of time, and we'll tell you what's happening. High temperature, 85 degrees, low of 64. Normals is 77 and 55. We're a long way away, but be patient. We're heading for the cooler temperatures. Now, still 68 degrees. The dew point stuck at 63. Lots of humidity, and the winds ahead of that storm system gusting out of the west at 25, occasionally 29 miles an hour. Weather watcher numbers. A lot of ominous reports of clouds and some very heavy rain off to the west, 1 to even 3-inch rainfall amounts. Walt Johnson said the clouds look nasty over there and right, 63 degrees, 62 for Sharon Anderson, Neely, 68. Yesterday at this time it was 95 in Bayfield. Our pal Jill Napier up outside of Thunder Bay, 73 degrees. Mystery Weather Watcher coming in with 70. Why the storms? Well, the heat wave, I think, has been pretty apparent to everybody who lives in the area. That's why you've been so miserably hot the last couple of days. Now we have some cooler air moving south from Canada. But even more than cool, it's dry air. And that dryness, compared with all the humidity that we have, is enough to set off some very potent storms. Take a look. We had one batch go through this morning. May have woken you up or may have surprised you while you were munching an early breakfast. But now this next batch we have coming through, they mean business. Out by Fergus Falls, as much as 5 to 6 inches of rain has been reported. And rainfall amounts like that are beginning to creep into the western portions of our area. Just as glop. The storms aren't moving in a normal manner, and every meteorologist hates it when storms don't act normally. These are going to the north. See them developing up here, so very heavy rain is still possible. Now, I want to show you this radar. I got too many things and not enough time, but here it is. All the different batches of storms moving through. This line, that's the one that unfortunately had the lightning strike up around Mountain Iron. That ended, but watch down here at the far side. As those storms collapse, the cold air comes out. You see this? That's what we call an outflow boundary. That's why the wind shifted into the north in Duluth. Even though it didn't storm, we had that wind go by and it cooled us off. Rainfall amounts, inch to 2 to 3 inches along the line of advance of that storm, but out to the west, these peachy colors, that's 5 to 6 inches of rain. Some of that could be a little hail, has a tendency to fool the radar, but we have a small stream and urban flood advisory in Cass County, which means it could flood. Take care and be especially mindful of water of unknown depth crossing a road. You want to stay away from that. As we head into Thursday, that'll be the payoff. High pressure comes in, no more storms, lots of sunshine, and a wind out of the northeast will put the temperatures down the upper 60s or lower 70s. There you have it, folks. Everything but the kitchen sink. For tonight, lots of rumbles. Temperatures bottoming out in the 60s. Temperatures tomorrow, well, I'll tell you, going to be a lot different. Highs around 80, only 5 degrees on the mercury, but once you take away the humidity, which will be absent, it's going to mean a lot more than that 5 degrees. Did you hear that one? I don't know if it carries through. We wear these microphones around. Hopefully you won't get too many up close and personal thunder noises. Quick look at Wednesday. Truly amazing. Those are highs, not lows. Remember, we had low temperatures like this. 72 degrees, most likely down by the water. In the 60s, hallelujah, that means the baby's going to sleep. In the 5-day forecast, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a little warmer once again, but not the same kind of heat wave we endured this week.
All right.
Good.
There you have it.
Some good news.
People, what we're laughing about is you can hear the thunder, and I don't know if microphones pick that up through us.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're really designed for it.
We can hear the thunder out there every couple of seconds.
Of course, we're doing the news with the door open. We're experiencing it. I think most people can tolerate a thunderstorm today for cooler weather tomorrow.
All right, thanks, George.
Yep.
A 5-year-old boy is battling a life-threatening disease, and he needs your help.
Travis Jan has a rare form of leukemia, a cancer attacking his bone marrow.
But the disease can be beaten. Adam May explains how you can help Travis regain his childhood and live a normal life.
The life of little Travis Jan is captured on home video, playing a game of Operation with his dad. But ironically, this game is becoming a reality for Travis. An operation is all that may save his life.
First, we hoped it wasn't true. That was my biggest thought. It's not, they made a mistake. They'll call pretty soon and say this was a bad dream or something.
Just a few months ago, Travis began complaining about soreness in his legs. At first, his family thought it could be growing pains, but the real problem was far more serious.
When he got out of bed on May 5th and started crying because he couldn't stand on his knees anymore, they took him to the doctor and found that his white blood count was over 5 times the normal. And that was the immediate suspicion of leukemia. He was immediately hospitalized.
5-year-old Travis was diagnosed with a rare form of leukemia, the hardest kind to cure. Duluth Dr. Bob Goldish and his wife Selma were heartbroken.
It's something we didn't even pay attention to leukemia. My husband learned about it, of course, but whoever thought about such things and about 5-year-old children being threatened with their life with such a disease?
Now the only real hope for Travis is a bone marrow transplant, but finding a match is difficult, so the search is on.
The chance is very good that one of the donors from Duluth will eventually be called to save somebody's life somewhere in the world. And there's no higher commandment, no higher good deed than saving a life.
So far, a match for Travis hasn't been found, but Bob and Selma remain optimistic.
He's registered for kindergarten, and so we're hoping that in September he'll be well enough to attend most of the classes anyway.
But that can only happen if the right person steps forward, and it could be any one of us.
This is beautiful, Dad.
Oh, very beautiful, Tabby. Very beautiful.
In Duluth, Adam May, Channel 6 News.
The testing procedure is very simple. Actually, I've done it. Just a small amount of blood is taken, so maybe I can help.
That's nice to know, and I plan to have mine tested tomorrow. By the way, there's no cost. If you want to give Travis a chance at life, stop by St. Luke's Clinic between 10 and 7 Wednesday or 10 and 5 on Thursday.
Good story. Tom Hansen, sports, it's raining like crazy outside.
Well,
you think anything could be going on tonight?
Take your umbrella to the Dukes game tonight, maybe a jacket, and they won't call that game until actually they're on the clock at 7 o'clock. So we won't know till later. Anyway, summer vacation is over for the Green Bay Packers. Back to work. A Dukes player honored as the Player of the Week. And in Europe, They're turning old tennis shoes into soccer fields. Those stories and more when we come back.
Call the Channel 6 Weather Center forecast hotline at 727-0000. Brought to you by Channel 6.
Well, you know, you can buy a car any place. All new cars are pretty much the same. Everybody has rebates or big discounts or low interest rates or whatever, but it's what is important is what happens after you buy the car. And by that I mean what kind of service you get and how you're treated by the service department, by the sales staff, by the office staff. That's what I think is important. We just want to be able to help you out to buy this car. Make it right for you. Make everything fit for you. The payments fit for you, the car fit for you, everything.
Bob, you're restocking housewares. Surely you're on register 8, you in the yellow. You know what to do.
We're rolling back prices all over the store to save you even more. Always low prices, always Walmart.
You're watching the Channel 6 6 o'clock news, Greater Minnesota's best newscast for an unprecedented 4th year in a row. Closed captioning provided by Schneiderman's.
We're thrill ride operators here at Valley Fair. Every morning it's our job to get these rides up and running. Of course, you have to ride them to get them warmed up. Beats working. But we're doing it for the kids.
Call 1-800-950-0300 for your free Minnesota and Valley Fair brochures.
Well, if I had money to tell you what to do, I'd go downtown, buy a Ford truck or two. I'm crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road. The best built, best selling American trucks are built Ford tough. Woo!
Salad doesn't have to be just greens. At Subway, you can enjoy our chicken salad sub. It's delicious and only 4 grams of fat. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Dateline Tuesday. The heat is on. It's time to get your air conditioner checked out. But can you really trust your repairman?
You think it should definitely be replaced?
Absolutely. Okay. You could be paying for parts or repairs you don't need.
Was your air conditioning broken?
No problems.
Keep your cool. Watch our hidden camera investigation. Dateline Summertime, all new tonight, 10/9 Central.
Summer vacation is just about over for the NFC champion Green Bay Packers. The 1997 NFL season came to an end last January when the Packers fell to Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 32. It's already back to work for the Packers, with tomorrow being a travel day and Thursday a reporting day for rookies, quarterbacks, and players coming off 1997 injuries. Veterans are expected to report to the Packers training camp on Friday for meetings and physicals. 2-a-day practices start on Sunday already. The Packers lost to the Broncos, of course, 31-24 back in January. Packers will also play the Broncos in an exhibition game Monday night, August 24th. Green Bay will play 5 exhibition games in all, the first coming on August 1st against Kansas City in the American Bowl in Tokyo, Japan. They still need to sign running back Dorsey Levens, and today the Packers said they are looking at former Los Angeles Raider Terry McDaniel as a potential upgrade for their cornerback position. McDaniel is a 5-time Pro Bowl player who fell out of favor in Oakland last season. The Raiders cut the 33-year-old player in June. The Packers will play McDaniel's former team, Oakland, Sunday, August 16th. We'll have that preseason game right here on KBJR Channel 6. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings open the regular season September 6th against Tampa Bay. And single game tickets for that contest and other games go on sale this Friday. Tickets can be purchased starting at 8 Friday morning in person at the Dome, or they can be purchased through Ticketmaster. Tickets are available for all home games except the Green Bay Packers game, November 22nd. The Vikings' first exhibition game is August 8th at New England. The Dukes may not have some of the top players in the league as their record indicates, but they do have the Northern League Player of the Week. Outfielder Anthony Lewis, who was signed by the team less than 2 weeks ago, was named the Northern League Player of the Week. He went 13 for 23 during that 6 games, drove in 12 runs, including 8 in one game, tying a Northern League record. Lewis also scored 9 times, hit 1 homer, during his first full week with the team. Last night, the Dukes fell to Thunder Bay 5-4. They did have a 5-4 lead in that game. Now, with Thunder Bay's win combined with a St. Paul loss, the Whiskey Jacks won the first half of the Northern League season out at Wade last night. Two teams will play again tonight, of course, weather permitting, and tomorrow, marking the end of the first half of the season. 3 American League games played this afternoon. Tampa Bay topped Boston 5-4, Detroit 5 better than Kansas City 8-3, and Oakland defeated Anaheim 6-2. The 1998 Northland Women's Invitational Golf Tournament started today, and defending champion Amy Schenz of Leicester Park is not competing in this year's tournament. 117 golfers from 5 states in Canada taking part in the two-day affair. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Shirley Webb and Kate Johnson share the lead at 80. Julie Stiver, 1 shot back. Deb Stocky, 2 shots off the pace. 2 are tied for 5th. The second and final round is set for tomorrow. Funeral arrangements have been made for former UMD assistant football coach Craig Patoshnik. He suffered an apparent heart attack yesterday at his home in Duluth and died. 33 years old, played for UMD from 1984 to 87. Visitation now until 8 o'clock. Funeral set for tomorrow, 11 a.m. at the St. Benedict Catholic Church in Duluth. They're playing on a new kind of soccer field these days in Paris, France. A new synthetic turf called Field Turf has been created from recycled sneakers and was on display in Paris during the recent World Cup tournament. Surgeons have looked at the surface and have determined that field turf plays just like grass.
I think those would...
Again, the rubber coming from the bottom of a shoe, very durable, and offers some degree of resilience, cushioning. In this product, its durability and the fact that it does have some resilience in it makes for a perfect surface to approximate soil.
This plays just like grass, day in, day out. It plays just like the driest grass field, even in the wettest weather, because of the drainage characteristics that we've built into here.
No report on how the field actually smells.
I was thinking odor eaters, lots of odor eaters.
You would think of that.
We don't want to go there, do we?
No.
Okay, we're going to be right back. Don't go away.
Barbara Ryle's I-Team 6 investigations.
Behind these walls is a world ruled by men, where women say they are routinely harassed, molested, and discriminated against.
I had no idea that as much abuse had happened as what was revealed in Barbara's story.
This alleged harassment has resulted in a pending lawsuit.
What happened here at Channel 6 helped to my healing from this tremendously.
Let's crunch some numbers on America's best-selling minivan, Dodge Caravan. Right now, every Caravan comes with remarkably low 1.9 financing, or up to $1,500 cash back on Grand Caravan. Or on this Caravan, subtract $1,250 cash back, hit total, and your price is under $16,900, making it America's lowest-priced minivan. And imagine what all these savings can do for your bottom line. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Schneiderman's has the perfect upholstered pieces for those little catnaps you wish you had time to take in the middle of the afternoon. Comfy and casual, tasteful and traditional. Schneiderman's, making people comfortable for over 50 years. Stretch out in style from Lane. Sturdy construction that offers reclining comfort in sleep sofas and chairs in a variety of styles. Lane, reserve your seat now.
Looking for a place to call home? Look no further than your TV. Tune into KBJR Channel 6 every Sunday morning at 9:30 for the RE/MAX Sunday Morning Home Show. You'll find up-to-the-minute real estate listings for houses throughout the area. 70 homes are featured each week. So if you're in the market for a new home, grab a pencil and paper and join us on Sundays for the RE/MAX Sunday Morning Home Show. Only on KBJR Channel 6. Brought to you by these area businesses.
15 years ago, a big wheel came to town.
Hey, that was great. Can I get a deal on 1,000 of them?
Let's try out the jet skis tomorrow.
Wheel of Fortune, bigger cash and prizes. Take a spin.
Okay, what's up now in the weather?
Well, it's beginning to settle down in Duluth and Superior. In fact, most of the rain has gone by, although we still have some dark clouds and some gusty winds, but we're not done yet. There are many other showers and storms to come. Something I do want to pass along, there's now a severe thunderstorm warning for Douglas County, Wisconsin until 7:45 tonight. So just be advised, those storms moving across your area could contain large hail and big winds. We had some reports up around Saginaw of wind gusts to 60 miles an hour. Once it goes past, if you look out to the west, there's some heavy rain that'll be moving through tonight. Good news for gardeners, could be nettlesome for most others.
Thanks, George. Obviously, you'll keep us posted through the night.
We'll keep our beady eyes on these guys.
Okay.
All right.
And thank you for joining us.
We'll see you again for Top Line News at 10.
Provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, located in the heart of downtown Duluth.